What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 755 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined today by Ben Funky Askren, the Reverend John Kozak. We're all here. Fun Wednesday duels. We've been saying for a while now, more weekday duels. They're fantastic.
We need more weekday duels.
Man, it would be great for this show, and it would be great just, I think, for wrestling in general, because it's so hard to, all of Friday, all of Sunday, you just invariably miss stuff. But
I don't have access to the numbers, Christian, but don't you think the numbers for duels would be way better if, one or two teams did a Tuesday and one or two teams did a Wednesday?
Yeah, I'm sure at least the streaming numbers would be. I don't know about ticket revenue, which is probably part of the factor. And I don't think anyone in wrestling is looking at streaming numbers at least not, I don't know. I'm sure ESPN is not really tripping about it or caring much about it at all.
Got it.
But yeah, it was great in Missouri versus Iowa State. And oh my gosh, a chaotic duel. It was insane. It was a very entertaining duel. A lot of really good matches. And the freaking Cyclones pulled it out. And the talk of the town is this 197 match where Younger Bastida, hand out of the grave, comes down from down 4-0 and rips the heart out of the Hearn Center and beats Rocky Elam. We got to talk about this match because...
Let's talk about it.
We must. Elam's looking good, early on. First period's just a stall call.
He kind of stalled.
He definitely stalled. Bastida was in hot pursuit of takedowns, and Elam didn't want any of it. It seemed like he wanted to get to the second and third periods before he got it going. He got his escape and then immediately gets in on a shot. Kind of a bad stall warning against Bastida, but whatever. I'm more for the liberal use of stall calls there. Then he gets a takedown or a ride out at the end of the first, and you're feeling pretty good. Or into the second, yeah. And it's 3-0 going into the third. And then a stall point against Bastida with like 1:13 to go, and you're thinking, okay, this is it. Missouri's going to win. And then what happens, Ben?
It was the end. So I was coaching practice, so I didn't watch it live. But yeah, I mean, when you're up 4-0 and the other guy really is no top game to be known for at all, it's like, how do you lose? But he found a way to lose. He got taken down. He got let up. He got taken down again. And then he got two stalls. 9 seconds or 11 seconds or something really. I mean, the first one he back straight out of bounds. And then the second one, I understand what he was trying to do, but it looked terrible. So the stall call was warranted. He said he thought I'm sure he thought in his head, if I go out of bounds, I'm going to call for stalling again. So he circled as hard as he could to not go out of bounds, and it made him back up, and he got called for stalling. So yeah, not good. And then he pretty much fell over in overtime. It was a rough time to be a Tiger. Although I was 2 hours late.
Yeah. So the you're seeing the sudden victory takedown. It was interesting because I think Matt Manley does the color for the Missouri duels. And he was especially in tune with like the tactics Elam was using, and like I feel like he was kind of woke to what was happening way before everyone else. Because when Elam started really disengaging early, he was like, "This is not good. He needs to really stay in there." And at that point, I was like, "Well, he's got this lead to play with, no big deal." Then he gets pressured in and gives up a fast takedown, and then after that,
the first takedown was super dumb because he tried like a really bad duck. Can we play it? It was a really terrible duck and just gets kind of steamrolled. We can't play it. Okay.
He just gets.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah. He just changed. So Bastida was pressuring in. He level changes, and then Bastida just pumps. Just hips into him and gets an easy takedown. But
the duck cutter is not something he does. Usually I don't want to say he's almost single, but it's high majority single.
Yeah. So he wasn't able to get that, and then a kind of a high crotch finish for Bastida, and then the two stall calls at the end, which normally 13 seconds, you're not going to see two stall calls. It's just tough, but they were actually pretty obvious stall calls to make. The first one was just like automatic. He backed straight out of bounds. And then the second one, when you're evading like that in an underhook, I think it was merited. So They end up losing, but there was a lot of great matches in here. You've got
there was other points in there that he could like for example, I'll give you for example. Rocky, let me listen. You probably need this help here. If you get taken down, he had a lock in the crotch. Just freaking lock in his crotch and hang out there for 10 seconds. If your whole point is just to waste time, like grab wrist or something, bro. Ain't that hard.
Honestly, I know exactly the position you're talking about when he got taken down. He was hanging in there. Bastida was working up in such a way that I kind of thought he might be able to hold him for a near fall if he didn't turn down sooner.
Nah, you just lean to one side and then you fall off their shoulder. There's no way they can rock you to the back there.
Okay, it's impossible. All right, forget that.
Well, if you suck, they can rock you to your back. But if you're good,
okay, maybe that's the perspective I'm bringing, Ben. The everyday man, the bad wrestler, the non-Hodge winners. Joe Sixpack.
That's fine. And a lot of people were kind of mad at me yesterday about my take because they said I'm an elitist and I'm really good at turning. So my takes were not fair or whatever. But I think you and I were on the same page. Sparks and Sion, they were way off. But just let's call stalling. And I'm not whining that Rocky got called for stalling because he deserved to get called for stalling. Let's call stalling. Simple.
Agreed. They should have called stalling on Noah Certain, I thought, in that match. I agree. He was not wrestling against Kaisen Terrakina, but the one shot he took, he finished, and he was able to get a cradle out of it. And a very competitive match ends up finishing 7-1 for.
I don't know how that wasn't a pin though.
I was like, they're gonna call this pin here.
But pin.
But the one shoulder that you actually couldn't see, but the one looked so down that it seemed like he almost had to be pinned. And then 33.
The shoulder up in that position that they got to line is imminent.
You're kind of you're kind of choppy today, Ben. Choppy Ben. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you want to restart. Try it again.
It doesn't look choppy on my end, but
you're cutting out.
Should I start over?
That's your audio.
Okay, hold on. I'll be back in.
Yeah, he's gonna refresh.
I'm gonna. Okay.
The fresh maker. So at 133, Atisov wrestled Connor Brown. Connor Brown got out to a very early lead, and I kind of thought, well, that would have been the duel, right? If he could have figured out a way to win,
right?
But Atisov was able to run him down late as well.
Yep, yeah, and that was almost the theme of the duel. Is Iowa State kind of did everything they needed to do to get the wins when they needed to, or prevent bonus when they needed to as well.
Yes. So I thought the story of this duel was Missouri just kind of let it slip through their grasp in a few of these matches. That I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't characterize the Edmund Deegan match as that way. That was just a back and forth match, and it seemed like Deegan was just the better guy there, just albeit barely. And it's fun. You knew with those two wrestling it was going to be a weird style matchup.
Yeah.
And it materialized almost exactly that way.
Yeah, it's fun to watch Deegan just because he's just so different on his feet and with his length, and he uses his legs, so much for back trips,
the prop or whatever.
Yeah. Where I think that was really giving Edmund some trouble.
Hey Ben,
what's up? Any better?
Yeah, let's see.
All right.
I don't know if your mic's working or not, but it's we can hear you. Whether it's your mic.
Check.
Yeah, it's your mic.
Check.
You're good.
Okay. Yeah, my computer was a little slow last night, but then tonight it was last night, but this morning it was fine, so I didn't really think anything of it.
Okay. Well, it's all right.
All right.
We talked about good. 33 briefly. Brown was up.
I was coaching. I didn't really watch a lot of these.
Okay. David Carr. Well, first of all, David Carr was wrestling as though he knew our internal lines.
I know. I saw. I turned it on because I knew Keegan and Payne were coming up, so I put my phone on in the background to kind of peek at their matches. And he was up by, I think, 7 or 8, and the line, I believe, was 9 or so.
9.5.
And this son of a gun got a turn at the end to break the line.
Because he had the major. He was right. He could have ridden out for the major. But I actually respected it so much I didn't even care. I was like, this guy just wants to score points the whole time. I was just like, man, David Carr's the man, and that's what I get for betting against him because he had the major. It was at hand, and he kept, I think it was like a bar half, and he just ran JQ's over
He almost got the pin.
He really did. I was like, what a beast! Like so many guys, even the best of the best, just hang out for the major there. Whatever, I did my job.
Yeah.
Carr is on. He is on another level. He's been so fantastic this year, and a lot of talk about the Deacon Carr rematch. And man, Carr at NCAAs, you just got to trust that guy. And then Keegan gets the major. You know, we all picked him to get the tech or the pin. Wasn't able to get it. I thought, you know, when you can't get, I don't know if he had a turn.
No, I don't think he had. He was frustrated because and this is what he's gonna experience. The other guy was not really trying to do anything. It was like when he was on bottom, the guy wasn't coming to his feet or anything. So it takes away your ability to get turns. Hey, it's what we're gonna deal with. You got to figure it out.
Yeah. Did the buggy whips play a negative role in this match?
That it's gonna help a lot. I mean, when you can put a little bigger squeeze on people, it helps big time. I can tell you that. So he's got three years or so to get a little bigger buggy whips, and then it's gonna have a much better effect.
I love buggy whips. Okay, and then Kent. You know, when Kent beat Coleman, it was like, I mean, that was huge. I mean, Missouri had to pretty much have that one, and I kind of left with, good job by Kent. When you get up 6-0, he did what he had to do to hang on. But feels like if they hit again, Coleman would be the favorite. But Kent got it done.
I mean, Kent has been wrestling pretty bad kind of overall. If you look at his other matches recently, it hasn't been great.
Yeah, it's just a body lock straight to his back. Actually, it wasn't straight to his back. It was kind of the way he finished it was pretty interesting. But that was, down 6 is tough. Tough to come back from, and Coleman wasn't able to do it. And then Elam wins against Skyler. We already talked about 97, and it's 17-16 Missouri. The extra bonus point from Parker wins it.
That's 2 1-point wins in a row for Iowa State. They're skinning their teeth.
Yeah, they've been a fun. I mean, for them to win the Big 12 duel, they beat Oklahoma State, Missouri, and UNI.
Iowa.
I mean, and 2 of those so close.
What was the gap between them and Oklahoma State? I can't even remember right now.
I think it was like 20-12.
8 points.
I looked yesterday. Yeah.
I mean, Iowa State's they're pretty dang tough. I don't know if they're going to win the Big 12s or not, but they're obviously on the list. Dresser and company are coaching them up too. Like they're getting real utility out of guys like Tarakina, Atisov, who I didn't expect. But the job they've done with Basita is probably their case in point best example of someone that didn't even wrestle, of how to get someone up to speed with folk style reasonably well. He has basically no mat game to speak of, and he's beaten Jacob Warner and Rocky Elam already this year. So he's impressive. He's impressive, and I'm not sure how much eligibility he has left. If he's got 3 years,
I thought he's a freshman still.
Maybe a super freshman. So we'll have a lot of years to. It'll be fun if he does have several years left to see. Okay, what sort of evolution does he make in his mat wrestling? Because I remember Gelagayev went from someone who was pretty worthless on the mat to he was hitting roll through tilts in his senior year. So you can make some pretty big adjustments there. Okay, so that was fun. On the picks for last week, I think you and I basically canceled each other out because we were similar on a bunch, and then
I got certain,
and then I got
but I probably
Bastida.
lost on. Yeah, dang it, Elam. Man, I would have been up by 2. That would have been a nice little Wednesday. Are we picking night? Listen, I don't want to scare you here, Christian. Nothing else on my internet is working. I cannot bring up any other tabs on my Chrome. I don't know what the heck's going on with my computer right now. So hopefully this maintains some good internet.
It's time.
But are we doing picks on Northern Iowa, Wisconsin?
Yeah,
Couple?
I think we'll have some. But I think it's time for you to. If you need an advance on your FRL check, Ben, you let us know so you can get a new laptop.
Get you a Dell.
Yeah.
I feel like this one's new. Christian, when did I buy my last laptop?
I don't know, buddy. I know you had
I had one. I know.
Early 2021.
How does Tyler know?
Tyler remembers. Tyler remembers.
I'm working with you every day.
Yeah.
Okay, because I remember what happened was I was working upstairs and my daughter came in and They got in a fight. You know, we scrap around here. And then the one had an ice pack on her hand because she said it was hurt, and then she dropped her ice pack on my computer, and my computer just stopped working altogether.
Yeah.
And then I took it in. They're like, it's $800 repair. I'm like, oh, just give me a freaking new one, whatever.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I might need another new one.
Thanks a lot, Alex.
No, it was Andy.
Oh, Andy.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. 1 year for
figure it out. Yeah, it seems like it should last longer, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Like our fridge, we just had to replace our refrigerator. 14 years. Wow. Hope to get another 14.
Wow.
It's pretty good, right? Made
so
the
it
move.
Moved with you from Virginia to Texas?
Yeah. Darn skippy.
What was that bit that Nomad used to run where he doesn't trust refrigerators in Texas or something like that?
Yeah, it was basically like because
that?
it's hot outside here that the refrigerators are stressed or something. It made literally no sense. It made no sense because it's like, well, yes, Nomad, if it was outside, but they're inside in air-conditioned buildings. That was there's a document on the Flow Sports G Drive of all of Nomad's most like. What does this mean? Takes
yeah, there was some
reading them
really
in succession
ones.
It's pretty jarring. Over time, it's not as bad, but anyway, saw him. He was at the bow of the ballpark. It was good seeing him. Okay, so yeah, weekend preview. Ben Tyler's putting in Ben's ultimate excuse, which he's a big. So you must not like Spencer Lee because you're a big excuse guy, Ben. On this, on the pick front, because if you don't count week 9, Tyler put this in. He's kind of like drinking your Kool-Aid. I'm 81 and 67, and you're 83 and 64. If you don't count week 9,
I'm whooping you.
Yeah, if we don't count, if we take out select weeks, I'm certain that is the case.
I never made an excuse. I don't even know what week 9 happened there. You know, you probably went and changed a few of mine because I was doing so well or something to that effect. It's fine. Listen, I'm doing great. I have 1 more week than you. I'm coming back after you change my picks or something in week 9, and everything's great. You know what's funny, Christian, though, is JD does a good job on the lines. He sucks at picks.
He's bad.
No one tell him I said this. This is me and Christian talking.
Yeah.
He's like really bad. He's like 12 behind us or something.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a little unsettling how bad he is at it. But let's get to him because we've got a big duel today, live on FloWrestling.org. Wisconsin versus UNI. This is going to be a great duel. It's going to be very close. This guy, John Kozak, why don't you preview it a little bit? Because you are all aboard the Panther train.
When is it?
Tonight.
It's tonight.
Can you guys like start hosting me at like 2 o'clock? Because I always coach practice at night, so I don't get to watch them. So for my convenience, can we do like 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something?
Yeah, it's definitely our decision to have these when we have them, and we will just change it.
Yeah. To
reflect the AWA practice schedule. I'm going to miss it too. I'm going to be with the Outlaws.
Oh, 512 Outlaws, baby.
When are you gonna? It feels like you guys are kind of ducking the 512 Outlaws in your schedule. Is there a reason? You guys
coming to Folkstyle Nationals or something?
Is there a reason for that? No, I don't think we are.
Are you coming to? What else could you come to?
Well, you guys could come to the Texas State Tournament.
I don't think that's feasible. We have this place called the Wisconsin Dells. Has tremendous water parks.
Yes, it does.
So, you guys could come for like the Northern Plains Regional or something.
All right, well, maybe we'll dominate at them.
No, do you know what they did to dominate the Dells, Christian?
What? Hopefully nothing.
The Dells was booked. They moved it to Milwaukee, but it's still called Dominate the Dells.
I'm cool with it. A
little bait and switch there.
It's in Milwaukee, and it's called Dominate the Dells.
You could still stay at the Dells. And just commute to Milwaukee for the tournament.
That'd be pretty far.
Oh, my gracious. All right, so talk a little about this duel.
Yeah, Wisconsin, Northern Iowa. 9 out of the 10 matches are ranked head-to-head, so there's going to be a lot of good matches. A lot of toss-ups in there as well. So we got, right off the top, Eric Barnett versus Brody Teske. That's a 5 versus 16. And then Kyle Berwick versus Kyle Biscaglia, Joe Zargo, Cal Happel, Austin Gomez, Colin Realbuto, Garrett Model, Derek Holschlag, Dean Hamidi, Austin Yant, Andrew McNally, Lance Runyon, Chris Weiler, Parker Keckeisen, Braxton Amos, John Gunderson, and then Trent Hilger, Carter Eiley. So you look at a lot of those, and I mean, you think Wisconsin is the favorite in the duel, but as Christian kind of already mentioned, I'm riding the Panther train, and so in my preview, I picked a lot of Panthers to win, but I still picked Wisconsin to take the duel 17-16.
That's probably fair. And why don't we start at 125? I think 25 is going to be a really exciting match.
And important for seeding implications too.
Yeah, it's big for Teskey, who's kind of like on his way back after a rougher start to this season. I don't think the matchup with Barnett is good for him, and JD has this as a pick'em, and I think that's pretty charitable to Teskey, because Teskey is very aggressive, a lot of attacks. I feel like he's going to make a mistake that I foresee Barnett able to capitalize on in a 4 to 6 point way. And I think one of those is probably all it takes, not to mention that I think Barnett's got a real advantage on the mat. So I've got Barnett winning that one. And I think, Ben, you're probably too big of a coward to pick Brody Teskey here.
Well, so I got to measure because I'm behind you, Christian, right? So I need to pick some that are different than you in order to catch up.
Right.
So I always have to think about that also. But no, I feel the same way as you. Barnett's probably a significant favorite. I think there's ways to win for Teskey, but I think it's probably more likely that Barnett wins this.
Yeah, I agree. Who did you pick in this one?
Oh, I picked Barnett.
You picked Barnett.
It's definitely possible. I mean, it's not like a next topic type thing. I mean, Teskey's good. He's had some good wins. I don't think they've ever competed in their college careers, correct? Or if they did, it was maybe 2020 season.
When I saw the line, I was like, oh, they must have wrestled and Teskey had won, but they've never wrestled. So I don't know.
Well, and Teskey's kind of a guy that he'll have a down match or two, but then he'll come back with a really good win. So
he's a tough guy to pick against in these type of matches. I don't feel entirely confident, and also the UNI home factor is a thing too.
Yeah,
though home mat, it's tough to say how much it does help. I just feel you can.
I think it definitely helps. It definitely does. And I don't know if it's the kids sleeping in their beds, not traveling. The warm-up routine is kind of the same. The crowd and the referee, there's something there where it's not a gigantic factor. It's not going to make a crappy kid beat a good kid, but in those close matches, sometimes it matters.
Yes, agreed. Now, next up in the pick'em department, he's got Gomez versus Real Budo. He says Gomez.
So are we going to go through the duel or no?
We can go through the duel. 33.
Okay.
Berwick versus Biscaglia. I feel like Biscaglia is the favorite there, and
because he just beat Adasayev, right? Last week,
kind of
that
bad.
Was a good one. Kind of like 8-2 maybe.
Not particularly close.
Yeah, it wasn't too close. And Berwick, he's I put this in the preview. He's on a 4-match winning streak, and or Biscaglia is on a 4-match winning streak. Berwick has lost 6 of his last 8, so he's kind of struggling a little bit of late.
And then 41 is
Zargo Happel.
Zargo gets the biggest win of his career.
Margins.
I think it's in the margins. I would favor Zargo, but
Zargo probably.
Happel will probably have some nice moments, and Zargo will pull it all. Zargo's young; he's just a freshman.
Yeah, I don't know how much stock you really put into the win over Dylan Duncan because Duncan was he was out for so long. So.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Then 49, we've got a line for 7.5 favorite for Austin Gomez versus Colin Rebuto. What do you think about that line?
7.5?
Yeah. I think it's high also.
Yeah?
Super high.
It's a lot of points. I mean, I'm thinking about the Turk match a little bit, and I know that he pinned Christian Kanzler in 42 seconds, and he can do that, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that to Colin.
Yeah. I'm contractually obligated to pick Colin Real Budo because my brother lived with their family and Colin lived with Max for a year. But the 7.5 makes me feel good about it. Because if it was like a 4.5 or something, I would have been a little bit nervous. You give me 7.5, I'm feeling good. Thank you, JD.
Yeah, I'm going with Real Budo here also.
Damn it, Christian, come on.
Gomez has put together a really good year, and even some of the guys he's majored, like Mike Van Brill. I look at that as comparable to a Real Budo or Anthony Artelona. He majored him as well, so I think it's a good line.
I think with I don't think it's a bad line either. I think Van Brill is a little more aggressive, wide open.
Loosey-goosey, yeah.
Real Budo, a little more fundamental. But the thing is, Gomez, with his feet to back ability, is always a threat to. Basically, if you get one of those, you're probably going to get the major.
Hey, not to get distracting, but I just thought about last night. I thought Wisconsin versus Cornell is there's kind of a lot of fun matchups in that. I mean, Vito Barnett, Yanni Gomez, and there's some other really good ones. Hilger Fernandez should be fun. I think that's Sunday or Friday
versus Hamidi Ramirez.
Hamidi Ramirez will be fun. Yeah, there's some really good matches. I don't know when that is exactly.
Ramirez got pretty tired against Princeton. He better pack a lunch for Hamidi.
Because you get tired.
You get tired. He keeps wrestling. Then what? 57 is Model versus Holschlag. I don't know who's the favorite there. That's a tough one.
It's about toss-up, I'd say.
I probably favor Model just because he beat Brayton Lee.
NCAA qualifier types.
Something to point to.
Yeah, Holschlag beat Sheets.
That's true.
Just a few weeks ago, too. So both have good wins on the year.
Then 65, Yant versus Hamidi. Hamidi, a 7.5-point favorite. Yant is kind of clingy, tough on.
Yeah, he kind of wrestles hard, and he's scrambling, and he's so I can't pick. So this sucks because I can't pull up any stats because my internet is not working besides this tab. Super annoying. I feel like Yant's kind of hard to blow out though, from the few matches I've watched of him.
Yeah, let's look at Austin Yant's bonus numbers.
Well, obviously he beat Whitlake, right? Didn't he ride him out for the whole third period?
So he lost 4-2 to Peyton Hall, 4-3 to Ramirez. Injury default loss doesn't count. 5-2 to Mike Caliendo. And then last year he got majored by the Bull. He lost by 7 to Whitlake. So quite a jump. I mean, he lost by 7 to Whitlake last year, and then he beats them the next year. Man, I kind of want to.
I'm going to go Yant. I think he's hard to score, and I think it's a comfortable win for Hamidi, like let's say 4 to 6 points.
Man, I've been riding Hamidi all year long. Kind of feels like a trap to pick him. You know? He's a freshman. I feel like he's going to be Yant's going to be ready. I'm going Yant here too. What if I trolled Ben and just picked every single identical?
That would be annoying.
That would be really funny. I could never do it, but it would be kind of fun to do.
Well, you just did it already. You done 3 in a row or something.
Yeah, that's just because I agree. I just think. Well, the pick'em
right
was
now. I can't actually see the sheets, Christian. You could be lying to me on the lines, and I have no idea.
Okay. Well,
I can't even see it. You could be lying to me.
Kozak can pull it up. Tyler's in the sheet too. So
I'm messing with you.
Ben, people in the YouTube chat, they say clear your browser data. Sometimes that slows your.
How do I do that?
Don't listen to the
chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on the show.
You can't distract Ben like that because he'll spend the rest of the show trying to figure something like that out.
Hey.
So honestly, Iowa State, Wisconsin, you and I, very exciting duel. Where's some of the other matchups? 74.
I think 74-84 lean.
Yeah, McNally, Runyon, and then Weiler, Keckeisen. You got to think Keckeisen's a big favorite. Push for bonus.
He should get bonus there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Braxton versus
Gunderson,
the son of Gunder, and then Hilger
Isley. I don't know why Isley shot on Iowa State last week. That was, maybe
he felt he wanted to take him down.
But he probably shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, as I was watching that, I was like, Skyler's going to take a shot and he's going to get run behind, and that's how he's going to lose. Because he had taken a couple, and Isley had sort of been almost. I was like, as he gets tireder and unable to stop, Isley's a lot of momentum to stop. We've seen it 1,000 times in these heavyweight matches.
Yes.
And I think Isley thought he was probably going to get the takedown if I had to guess. Big weekend for Wolfpack Nation. They've got UNC and Virginia Tech this weekend. So quite a few good matches. This is kind of like the swan song for duels this weekend. It's kind of we're going to have to say goodbye. And it's going to be hard.
Next weekend's off.
Yeah.
This is going to hurt. We don't realize it yet, but this is going to be painful. The lack of dual meets
And it's been really 2 seasons since we had right. 2020 got canceled at the end. 2021 was not. It wasn't fun. It was hardly anything. And this year we got a full season. Guys are having plenty of matches. It's been awesome.
It has been great to have a season once again, and we are not taking it for granted here at FloWrestling. We are enjoying it. So NC State can be a pretty solid favorite against UNC, though there's going to be quite a few competitive matches. I would say the two of most interest, Zach Sherman versus Tariq Wilson and Austin O'Connor versus Ed Scott. We have lines for those, Ben. 3.5 points for Tariq against Zach Sherman.
Tyler's putting it on the screen. I appreciate that, Tyler.
There you go.
I'm going Tariq. I know Sherman kind of wrestles tight matches, but Tariq, he's been crushing dudes. Let's go Tariq.
They've wrestled 7 times in their college career.
Damn! Why can't I look at? I can't look at anything today.
And well, this is my own little article I'm doing. But Tariq's won 6 out of the 7 times. So
how many? How many points?
I'm not sure.
Well, that's relevant to this.
Highly relevant.
Yes.
Let's see.
I would be doing my own research.
Tariq won by major at the ACC tournament last year.
Let's do that. But
Tariq. That's the only bonus point.
So here's the scores. He won 10-1, then 9-6, lost 5-4, won 6-0, won 9-3, 2-1. 4-1.
You got to pick Sherman. Pick Sherman, Christian.
I
go with him. Come on, stop copying me.
Man, I honestly was going to go Wilson here by far, but all right, fine. Sherman's been struggling this year. It's tough to pick.
Well, he's wrestled a really tough schedule.
Yeah, his schedule's been absurd.
So he's let's see. He has a 5-7 record, but 6 of his 7 losses are to guys ranked in the top 10.
Oh,
man.
Okay.
Yeah. And his one
they need to go get him a sent to Missouri State Open.
Yeah, and then his other loss was to Fine Silver, who's ranked 13th.
I'd send him to the Last Chance Open.
Yeah.
Could we enter the Last Chance Open?
Like me and you?
I mean, yeah, it's an open.
Yeah.
Dresser, let us go. Come on.
Wait, is it actually happening for real? Or are we joking?
This weekend, right?
It's for real?
It's on the schedule.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Everyone has matches this year, so why do who needs to have a damn Last Chance?
Does Ian Parker need matches?
Yeah, he might.
Mm-hmm.
It's a service to wrestlers. I mean, it's not just for Iowa State. It's for everyone. That's why it's an open.
Yeah.
And it's your last chance.
Oh, man. It was such nonsense last year.
2 years ago. It was so funny.
Oh, that was 2 years ago now?
There were no opens last year, recall?
It wasn't. Oh, my God, you're right. That was 2 years ago. Wow.
That was one of the greatest FRLs because Dresser's like, Ben, yes, I rigged it. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, this is the rule. I'm using the rule. It's a great loophole. Perfect.
Oh, that was really funny, actually.
So the Sherman losses on the year: 1 point to Sasso, 1 point to Lovett, 1 point to Heil, 5 to Gomez, 3 to Milner, 2 to Fine Silver, and he lost 16-6 to Andonian. I don't feel so bad about it. I don't feel great. You just want to be on the side of the guy that's wrestling better, right? It's tough. O'Connor versus Ed Scott, 2.5 point favorite for Austin O'Connor.
Oh,
I like Austin to cover this.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go opposite. Let's go Ed Scott, baby. Let's go Ed Scott.
So they wrestled last year, and I believe O'Connor won by major, right?
Yeah, Ed's got a lot better. Last year he was a true freshman. He's gotten a lot better.
And
at
149 too, he wasn't.
Yep.
He wasn't the same guy.
He's kind of stingy defensively. He's tough on top. I think he can keep this one close.
He lost to Jake Keating on February 4th, though. That's what has me the alarms.
I did see that. It was, but that's the only loss on the year, correct? He's like 16-1
he lost to his
something.
Teammate AJ Kovacs as well at the battle at the Citadel. Very famous battle.
Mm-hmm.
So we're different there. Okay.
Well, I picked purposely different. I need to have some different.
But now we're just gonna negate. Like you're gonna get one.
Well, no. But I mean, I have to be different than you, and I think that this would be a decent one to pick on because he's really stingy defensively, and he's had a good year. So let's go ahead, Scott.
Well, he's so stingy that he gave up 11 points to Jake Keating.
Keating probably got lucky or something.
Okay. Well, here's hoping for some luck for national champion Austin O'Connor.
Okay.
Vito Arujau versus Eric Barnett. This is in
fun.
the Cornell, Wisconsin duel. Vito a 5.5 point favorite. That feels right.
Like too much. Oh, really?
You think so?
Well, I guess here's the math I was doing is that Barnett he's good on top and good on bottom, right? So he's probably not going to get ridden for too long. And when he's on top, he can ride. So you have to be careful there. And then given the fact of how tired Vito got against Glory, it's going to be tough for him to run up the score. That's kind of how I'm thinking about it. Now, I think Vito's going to have a significant advantage in the neutral position for sure, right? He's way more dynamic. But Barnett's going to try to be stingy defensively and win a gritty match. So, yeah, I'm going Barnett. I think he holds it under this margin.
Interesting. All right. I think it'll be. He's going to smell blood early, Vito, from the neutral position, and just kind of go catch and release from the word.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we'll see. Oh man, this could be catastrophic. This could be catastrophic. Yanni Gomez, 2.5 point favorite for Yanni. John Diakomahalis.
This is interesting because, Yanni a couple of times has really turned it up this year and won by larger margins, right? But in certain instances, he's had those super, like a Real Woods, right? Has these super close matches.
Jay Nabis.
Oh, yeah, someone from Stanford.
Close enough. Some smart guy, some nerd.
Some nerd. Let's go, Yanni.
I'm with Yanni on this. 2.5.
Whoa! When he put that up, it's a -7.5. Was Tyler mistyped there?
Yes.
I don't want to pick the wrong line.
Nope.
Yeah, Yanni's last 11 wins are all by bonus. So
boom.
Yeah. Pretty good about it.
Let's go, Yanni.
The Ivy League schedule is always good to Yanni's bonus percentage.
Yes.
Dean Hamidi versus Julian Ramirez. 7.5 for DJ.
Oh, God.
Everyone's favorite DJ.
You are. I mean, you're totally correct in that. Especially an hour off the scale, Ramirez could get tired and fall over. Mm-hmm. There wasn't a gas factor. I'm picking Ramirez for sure.
Gas is a factor, especially with the supply chain situation.
After weigh-ins, you got supply chain issues sometimes.
We got to start calling it that. Supply chain.
Weigh-ins cuts away your supply of gas. So
yes.
Oh man, I'm still gonna go Ramirez. I think he can hold it tight. Oh man, damn, that might have been a terrible pick on my part.
Man, this is a very combustible. I'm not super settled on these picks.
Okay.
I think you should feel good. Jacob Camacho versus Sam Latona in the very famous. Thankfully, this duel is happening. Mm-hmm. NC State Virginia Tech duel.
I am also thankful this duel is happening.
Yes, it's going to make for a great Sunday evening of wrestling.
Oh, it's Sunday evening? That's great. Love it. Love Sunday evening duels.
We scheduled it around the AWA schedule.
Well, I like it when I also like it. So I'd like some weekday duels during the day for my sake. But I also like it when they spread it out. When everyone does like a 1 o'clock or a 2 o'clock or Friday nights, they're all like so Big Ten sometimes tries to stagger, but generally there's a lot, right? Because you got the Big Ten duels and you got other duels. There's so many on top of each other, and it freaking sucks because you're like, well, I want to watch all these matches, but they're all happening at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when they spread them out, I'm a big fan of them spreading it out.
What do you think happened that they were able to? Who picked up the phone call and said, you know what, we really should wrestle, shouldn't we?
I think we peer pressured them.
I think we might have. Did we guilt trip them into doing this? I think they were really mad. I think both teams were just really mad at each other afterwards. And then, you know how you get entrenched in your thing?
Yeah.
The dust settles a little bit. It's like, I should call Pat. You know what? I should call Tony. Let me get on.
It's the best duel on the East Coast.
It really is.
It really is. Yeah.
And the matchups are insane. You know this duel is going to be fire because there are so many matches where I'm like, I have no idea what's going to happen in this match. Starting with 125, Jacob Camacho versus Sam Latona. There's no question Camacho's had a better year. He's been better this year. But that matchup has traditionally favored Latona. That said, I'm going Camacho on this occasion just because
I feel similarly.
He's been wrestling
Latona's
better.
Latona's been down this year.
He should have got some points here.
I think there should have been. I think there's some supply chain issues with Latona.
He probably
needs to move up.
He needs to move up, but Corbin Myers is Van Wilder in it. He just won't leave school.
So next year, Latona can move up. He'll fix the supply chain issue, and then he'll be better.
Yeah. Now I wonder. You see this with some wrestlers. Sometimes their weight gets more regulated as the year goes on, as they get more settled into it.
But sometimes it gets worse too.
It could. Jay Jaggers was a guy like that, where once his weight was under control, and then it became no problem, and then he just cradled everybody.
But sometimes when guys are actually, when they're already disciplined. So like in my estimation, Jay probably got really big in the off seasons, right? And then like you're saying, had to bring it down. Yeah. And once he got it closer, then it was good. But some of these dudes, like, they're just too big for that weight class. And to your point, if there wasn't Corbin Myers, he'd probably move up. And there's just nothing he can do for his body to get any smaller, you know? And that's So then when you retain, so then when you have a season of, say, 4 months length or something, and you're killing your body to maintain a specific weight, that gets harder and harder and harder as the season goes on if you can't keep shrinking. You know?
Completely agree.
Okay.
So 33s, we don't have a line for it, but that's going to be Corbin Myers versus Kai Oreen. Myers be a favorite there. That's one where if this is a 5-5 split, you would think Myers could be really pushing hard for bonus points.
And we've seen that with DeSanta Oreen, where Oreen, I don't think he didn't give up. He was just overmatched.
And Myers presents different sort of problems there, but he's good, and he's going to be tough to beat. Then 41 will be Girardi versus
Jack.
Ryan Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Jack. And I think Girardi's maybe a favorite there, but I have no idea. You know, Ryan Jack
up in the air.
Been kind of getting a little bit of a bump because of his Ironman match, but really wasn't able to follow that up and get a lot of big wins afterwards. So that's a huge match in this duel. That's one for the Hokies where I think they probably need to get that one, because 49. What do you think about this Tariq Wilson versus Bryce Andonian match?
I think it's awesome.
I think it's going to be insane. That would be it very well could be, because they're going to wrestle at ACCs. You have to figure,
and then maybe NCAAs,
and then probably the NCAA finals. We should say,
yep.
That would be tremendous. Tariq a 1.5 favorite. That feels about right. And if you know Andonian, he's crazy. He'll go upper body. He doesn't give a rip. How does that play against Tariq, who is also kind of a savage and doesn't really care and wrestles really hard and is comfortable upper body? How does that materialize?
I think Tariq stays on the legs. I'm going Tariq in this one. I think he stays on the legs, able to finish. Maybe Andonian has a lot of good tricks, so maybe he has a few moments, but I think Tariq kind of overwhelms him as the match goes on.
Isn't Tariq really good at coming from the legs to upper body and finishing?
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's where I see, is he going to...
Is that where Andonian wants him?
Of course it is.
That is. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think we see one of those exchanges there. But I think 2.5, I may have pulled the trigger on Andonian. A 2-point win for Tariq feels like what's going to happen. So I'm going with him.
So I feel like with Andonian, like if it goes bad, it goes really bad. Where he goes from being a close match, and because he'll keep trying to pin you all the way to the end, so he's going to keep giving up more points. So if he loses, generally, I feel like it's by at least a couple points.
Yes, I'm going Tariq to cover this.
Okay,
are you as well?
Tariq, yes.
Andonian. has had one 1-point loss in his college career.
Really?
Yeah, to Ben's.
Because
to
he
Ben's
keeps
point.
going for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which I love. It's why he's
And that
one
was
of the
probably
most,
something where he was winning by one and got taken down at the end, not like he was losing and kept
match was
losing.
it?
It was Hunter Richard, his
Oh, I don't remember that at
I
all.
don't remember that match.
true freshman year.
Yeah. Okay, then, oh my gosh. Hayden Hidley versus Mekhi Lewis.
Oh, this is awesome. I know.
This
I'm
is-
going Hidley. Wait,
I'm
is
going-
there points or is it pick 'em?
Pick him.
Pick 'em.
Pick him.
Hidley.
Man, I kind of like. I think Mekhi figures out a way to get this one. This one. I'm going Mekhi. I think there's no doubt Hayden's been wrestling better this year.
Yes.
I think tight duel. Mekhi's gonna. Yeah, I think Mekhi figures it out. On this occasion, I think we'll learn a lot at this match. We've been talking about this matchup since Hayden said I'm going up 2 weights, and now we're gonna finally get it answered. Trent Hidley versus Hunter Bolin. Hunter has been struggling. I don't know what
but he's
happened.
been a thorn in Hidley's side. Big time.
But he has been a thorn in Trent Hidley's side.
Do you think it could potentially be a weight cut issue, or because he's distinctly not the same person as he was last year? Way
I
different.
really don't think it is. I don't find him. I mean, eyeballing it, I don't think he's particularly big.
Yeah.
He
What's
just
the
lost.
issue, you think?
I don't know. Just not wrestling well. Just not wrestling well.
Okay.
Confidence or whatever. I think it's a. I have no speculation. I just don't think he's wrestling that good. He lost to Gavin Kane in his last match in sudden victory. This is 2.5 points. I think that line is good. It's challenging me to really think because in their 3 meetings, Hidley, it's a sudden victory win 3-1 for Trent, a 2-1 win for Hunter, a 2-1 win for Hunter, and a 3-1 win for Hunter. But the changes in this year really make it tough for me. What are you thinking, Ben?
I'm thinking the same thing. Given how this year has played out, I can't imagine picking Bolin. And I think there's a chance it stays close, but I think Trent just controls this match. I mean, how many Bolin's probably got? I can't look again. He's probably got 4 to 6 losses this year, somewhere in there.
Just 3.
Just 3. Who?
But Kane, Cochran, and
Low.
Johnny Lowe.
Low. And so none of those guys are top 10s, right? I mean, Cochran was for a minute, was kind of close. Lowe's.
Yeah, they're all 10 through 20 guys.
He beat Jeremiah Kent in sudden victory. That's a good win. He beat him actually twice this year. He beat Rocky Jordan, which is, that's a
Rocky
win.
wasn't a starter for the majority of the year.
Still the same person.
Sure.
But yeah, it's tough. You know what? 2.5. Bolin makes it happen.
Go for it.
Okay.
Oh, God, yes.
You think I'm a
so
sucker
excited.
here?
Sucker.
It's okay.
You're a sucker for the Hokies. We knew it, though. It's all good.
It's all good. And I asked JD, and he made a line for this. He has an NC State 7.5-point favorites, Ben.
Oh, damn it! I wasn't ready for this. Okay, hold on. So let's see. I think NC State wins 25. So I'll just do it real fast. I'll go super fast. Ready? 3-0, 3-3. We'll go 6-3. Then we'll go 6-6. Then I'm gonna go 57's gonna be at 9-6. And then who's 65? It's Bullard
versus Ulrey.
Oh, let's go. Oh, that's so then we'll go 9-9. I'm gonna go boom boom. That's 2 more for NC State. That's 15-9. NC State wins 18-9. And at heavyweight, who's
18?
Virginia Tech?
Traxler versus Houghton. You're gonna have it 18-12, I think.
18-12 is Now 7.5. I'm gonna say NC State figures a way to make the extra 1.5.
Wow. Okay, give me the Hokies. I'm living and dying. This could be
And which city is this in? Raleigh?
it's in Raleigh.
Or Blacksburg? Okay. Yeah,
It is going to be a
lit
scene. It is going to be a scene. The vitriol. is very real. These teams.
They better have a door for Trent Hidley to smash. If they don't, it's a dereliction of duty.
David Bray had an idea. He's like, you know how at the end of the college year, everyone's just getting rid of their old crappy furniture and they're throwing away and lighting on fire. Yes. He said for this weekend, you need to gather all that stuff and have it at Reynolds so that Trent just has things to destroy. Because they're wrestling UNC and Virginia Tech. Awesome. He's going to be punching chairs. I mean, I would love to see what he could do with like an IKEA desk. I feel like he could just devastate it. He just tear those things up.
We're going to break into parts.
Yeah, honestly, that would be a great bit for
it would be such a good
NC State. They should just have furniture for him to just like run through and smash like the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah.
You know, Trent would do it. Honestly, while I'm going here, some instruments for him to smash because he's kind of a rocker. You know, get
guitars.
Get like a $99 Walmart guitar for him to just.
And then just throw it to him as he gets his hand raised and he grabs it and then whammo!
Yes.
Yes.
This cannot be it can't be against the rules.
This should be a thing. It should be a thing. Maybe like they'll give him a 15-yard penalty for too much celebrating or something.
The problem is there's no 15-yard penalties in wrestling. They just take points.
Mm-hmm. Now I watched a little bit of the Super Bowl. I was you know what my kids love to eat and they ask for it all the time. And it's not very good. Oh well, yeah, that too. But we were going home from Alex's soccer game. They wanted to go to Applebee's. They love
Applebee's. You're such an elitist.
Applebee's is so below average. Give me a break.
It used to be good when I was like a teenager.
Yes.
Listen,
okay.
Now.
In Churchville, that's where you go for the fancy
high
dinner.
Quality. Yeah.
Right. That you go into town to go to the Applebee's.
Oh God! So we take them to Applebee's because they want to go, whatever. And the Super Bowl's playing, and I'm not listening to any of the volume. I haven't watched a football game all season, but I saw these dudes get a penalty. I don't even know which team it was because this one dude wasn't even playing the game.
Yeah.
He had just street clothes on. He started partying in the end zone too. And they gave him a penalty for that.
Yeah, that guy's a dummy. What are you doing? You can't do that.
I have no idea.
Hey, that was just like one of the most brain dead things. It's like, bro, you don't even have the uniform.
He was having a good time. He was having a good time, Christian.
He wanted just
Christian,
to
is
get out
Applebee's in your top 5 restaurants of all time?
No, but it may be in my top 5. Listen, on Flow, you have a lot of Applebee's dinners. It's like, all right, I don't want McDonald's, but there's nothing else really open, and I know what
some
I'll
of those
get.
small college towns.
Yeah, hit the bees. I like Applebee's. Chili's is slept on as well, in my opinion.
What else? Keep going.
Chili's was mine and Carrie's first date.
See?
High quality dining, yeah.
Do you have something against his marriage, Ben? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you invite her to Chili's or did she invite you to Chili's?
I don't know if there was like many options. So we're like, oh, there's Chili's.
Yeah.
We'll go there.
Ben doesn't understand
Mutual
how
decision.
the rest of America works. Very unrelatable Ben Askren, as I like to call him. Doesn't understand the plight of the working man. All right.
Oh, my God.
How about this duel? Man, this is a great weekend of duels. Iowa versus Nebraska. We're going to be watch partying this one and the fun. NC State Virginia Tech one. I kind of want to be involved, but I don't know.
They're both Sunday night?
Yeah, they're going to be like simultaneous. I kind of need a place to yell for Virginia Tech NC State. So
Well, you can't yell at the watch party or what?
Well, not as candid,
Well, like no swear words?
There's a filtration system. I don't know.
We could just do like a Christian cam, like a little
Yeah.
Christian cam, and
Maybe
have
I can
you
call in.
zoom in on.
Oh, so wait, so you go that hard for Virginia Tech and you just don't want people to know your bias or what?
No, I don't care. Everyone knows what I don't ever. I really like NC State though, so I don't. It's not like there's not really any teams I strongly dislike.
Wait, so when Virginia and Virginia Tech wrestle, who do you cheer for? Because that's this weekend. That's Friday too, the Commonwealth Classic or something like that.
I kind of remain agnostic in that one. I mean, and it's not been much of a rivalry of late, so I don't want to kick UVA while they're down. Shout out Coach Garland. I like both teams probably pretty equally, which is sort of weird in Virginia because it's pretty you kind of got to pick a side. But anyway, Ironman versus Red. Ironman a 2.5-point favorite. These guys have had some really close matches in there throughout their careers. What do you think?
Hey, so I feel like Red's having a really good season, kind of under the radar, because everyone thinks of the top 3 is kind of a step above him. Can you tell me his record, since I can't look it up, because I feel like it's really good?
Chad Red's record is 11-3 this year, with losses to Keyshawn Clark, Andrew Alirez, and Nick Lee.
Oh, they're all good. That Keyshawn Clark match was terrible. It was awful. Match. I remember now.
Big bad.
All right, I got Red.
So they've hit twice, and Ironman won. Ironman won 7-1 and 8-4. Oof is right. Man, I don't know why my gut was Red also here.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go with Red.
All right.
I don't really like being aligned with you. Love it. 1.5 favorite against Max Murin.
Oh, this is interesting.
I think this is easy. Murin.
Love it.
No.
Murin. Really?
Yeah.
Who's Lovett lost to this year? Gomez and Yanni, and that's it.
Yes.
Right? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I like.
Don't love it. Let's go. I mean, he's gonna have Urin's not gonna take bad shots. He's gonna have a hard time generating offense, obviously. But if he can create the scrambles, and then honestly, I think there's a decent chance he puts the boots in and flattens them out and does something like that too. Because, I mean, yeah, there is a chance he gets reattacked, say like in the Austin Gomez match, and there's a decent chance of that. But Lovett's good. I'm going with him.
I think Murin is being underrated here. I think this is a pick 'em personally. Murin's had a fine year. He beat him.
What's his record?
He beat him 5-3 last year. He's 8-2. He lost to Sasso. He lost to Manzona Bryant. That's right.
Yes.
That was like his first match back. Since then, he's been good. He beat Yaya. He beat G soundly, as we've discussed. And I think he matches up actually pretty well against Lovett because he can get away.
Yeah.
Peyton Robb versus Caleb Young. Robb, 1.5 favored here.
Oh, really?
Really? What do you think?
I think Robb's not been having a very good year. Remember he had that really hot start. He beat Austin O'Connor. He almost beat David Carr. Mm-hmm. But then he got worked by Brayton Lee. Who else? He got beat by Deacon. It was semi-competitive.
He lost to
yeah.
Deacon, kind of close. 11-6 lost to Monday. And
yeah,
7-5
I'm going Caleb Young.
Carr.
Caleb Young.
Forever Young.
This is a good duel.
I like Young to lose by a point or win this match, so I'm with you.
Yeah, I think there's a decent chance Young's going to win.
Yes. I look at that match similar to Murin Lovett. Like, man, I think Lovett could reasonably win by a point, or Murin could very reasonably win. Kimmer versus Labriola, 2.5-point favorite for Kimmer.
Oh,
that's tough.
It's tough
with his current limitations. Then you've got I think you throw out the 9-house thing completely with these two. You know,
for Labriola, you mean?
Yeah, Labriola will lose to him, and then Kimmer texts him. The next day. It's like, all right.
That was a weird L for Labriola. Really strange.
Very weird, indeed.
I don't feel like even his whole career he's had anything like that would be that far off kilter, right?
No. He had the 9-house loss. He lost to Massa 4-1, which is fine. Last year he lost to Truax, who's good. Strachey, he might be all right. Skaska, Leidy, Skatska. Wow,
those are way back.
He could not. Yeah,
he can't beat Skaska.
He cannot beat Devin Skaska. Not even if there's a fire. Holy cow! Or Leidy. He struggled with that guy. They went back and forth. I think.
Leidy was really solid. Leidy was
Leidy was excellent.
4, 5, 6 guy.
2.5. I kind of like Labriola to cover that.
All right, let's go Chem Dog.
Man,
I'm going right
really
for
desperate.
Iowa again.
You are desperate to catch me this week. Abe Assad versus Taylor Venz. My gosh, this is a tough one. Both these guys do not instill confidence.
Can we just skip this pick?
No. You coward.
What's the line? Is it the pick?
It's a
Taylor
pick.
Vance just lost by. Who did Taylor Vance lose by 6 points to this weekend? It was someone not very
Braun
good.
Angle.
He got Bronigold.
Yes, Braunagel. And Braunagel's like 10-8 on the year or something.
I'm going Assad here.
I'm going Assad too. I can't trust Taylor Vance.
Warner versus Schultz. A pick 'em. A pick them.
Oh, I feel like Schultz beats Warner fairly regularly, so I'm actually gonna go Eric Schultz here.
They have
Split.
They're 2-2.
Oh, okay.
Who won the last two?
Schultz won the last two.
Weird.
3-2 and 3-1.
Wow, this is a tough one. You're going Schultz.
I'm going Schultz.
Man, Warner's been looking pretty freaking
Pretty
good.
solid.
I'll go Warner.
Okay, good.
What the hey?
Let's
Cassiope
be
versus
loves.
Lance. Dude, Ben, you could pass me or you could end up being way behind me.
Way behind.
We're very
I
different.
went a lot of opposites this week.
We did.
All right.
Cassiope versus Lance. Lance
5.5.
getting spotted 5.5.
It's a good line.
Cassiope kind of scores a lot of points.
So Lance beat Hilger. Did he wrestle Paris or was Paris out that duel?
Yeah, he wrestled Paris.
What was the score?
It was
look.
like 3-1 or something.
4-1. Yeah. 4-1 to Paris. 8-2 to Kirkfleet. Kind of feels like
That's tough.
Christian covers this.
I kind of feel like he covers it too. He's kind of good on his feet. He's got a few good tricks. I mean, the only
big.
way I think he does, he's big. He moves well. He doesn't cover it as if he gets a little too aggressive. And Cassiope hits a few run behinds, and that type of thing happens.
I like that you call them run behinds.
Go behinds. I don't know why I said run behind.
I think
I guess run behind is kind of like when they're so tired, you just run behind them. You know, you got to
Literally
go
run.
behind them. You just run.
just run. That's the easiest takedown there is. Man, I'm really excited for this weekend. I hope I'm able to sit and watch. I've got a little company coming in.
Uh-oh.
Preoccupy me. And then we gotta get Caleb ready for state, so we're gonna hit some extra workouts.
Wait, isn't that? Oh, I thought that was like tomorrow or Saturday.
No, it's a week from. He actually wrestles Sunday. So
Got it.
He will compete on the Sabbath.
So did you tell Texas to schedule it on the off weekend between the two tournaments?
Exactly.
Okay. Wisconsin does this really stupid thing where the NCAA tournament is always on either regionals or state weekend for the youth. It sucks.
Oh, here we go.
what happened?
Tyler has the details on this, how this NC State match happened. He said, "Is this just a quote? Luckily, the teams agreed to meet in a non-conference duel February 20th. The match will be held at 6 p.m. at Reynolds Coliseum in Raleigh. Virginia Tech head coach Tony Roby emailed NC State's Pat Pop, so no one's called. He's like, I'm not calling this guy. I'm going to email him, though. Pat Pop with the idea to schedule it as a non-conference duel, and the Wolfpack leader was immediately in and called him to hammer out the details. So we got an email.
No, they called.
Tony
They
to
did call.
Pat, then a call, Pat to Tony. Got it going.
Okay. I'm so confused, Christian. And I know sometimes the stupidity of organizations is just beyond me. Why is this non-conference?
So you can do, because NC State does not want to put they could lose the title, the regular season championship title.
You want to win a fake title? Give me a break.
So
This is an ACC duel.
Are you going to declare them the Ben Askren ACC regular season champions if they win?
Yes. But wait, hold on. So who did Virginia Tech lose to that they're not the co-champions or whatever?
They lost to NC State. It was a
Wait,
forfeit.
why'd they lose? They lost by forfeit?
Yeah.
Okay, can you remind me what happened again? I don't even remember what happened. If it was
What happened
if it was
this.
coronavirus, or now that coronavirus is over, no one's thinking about it anymore. Everyone's partying at the Super Bowl, so we're all good there. What happened and why is it a forfeit?
They were holding their breath, to be fair. But what happened with what happened with that was basically Tech was going to have a bunch of dudes out with COVID.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey,
Okay,
can
yep.
we push this back? Can we do it a different time? And
Yes.
they're like, no, the duel is this day. We're going to wrestle on this day. You need to come. And they were like, no, we're not going to. So then they kind of both, I think, got a little stubborn and said, well, we're not wrestling then. Fine, period. And they said, well, we're not coming. So there was a forfeit. Then
Oh my goodness.
a little bit of time passed. It heals all wounds, as they say, and that's why they ended up wrestling. So Virginia Tech officially did not, they officially forfeited.
This is ridiculous. You know what? I am generally a really big fan of NC State. I think he's doing a tremendous job. I kind of like everyone on their staff. This is absurd. This is the ACC championship. You guys take your forfeit loss. Get the heck out of here with that. These teams are both undefeated. We got an ACC title match on Sunday night. We're going to crown the champion.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't. Yeah, who cares?
Well, maybe it was the athletic director that said nope.
Yeah,
we don't know if it was coach.
I'm overruling them too. I'm overruling them, Kozak.
Overruling.
Yep.
They might get fired. You know how this goes. The
That's
athletic
true.
director doesn't want to play by my rules. They're out.
It'll be the best thing that ever happened to him if you fire him.
Oh my gosh. Let's just be thankful it's happening. I mean, with the rivalry like that, there's no way to increase the stakes, really.
I want to know what was in that email that was sent. Can
we get a copy?
Tyler, can you find that?
Can we
I bet
request
it
the
was like-
Freedom of Information Act and see the emails?
Yeah. I bet it was one sentence like, hey, let's wrestle the
Let's
duel.
wrestle.
Yeah.
Call me. Let's wrestle.
We should do this non-conference.
Yes.
Sincerely, Coach Roby.
Non-conference. Oh,
Non-conference. All right, let's go to some questions. Actually, let's go to a throwback. Throwback Thursday.
Throwback Thursday.
We'll go to
Oh
throwback.
yeah, I pinned him
this.
here. This is over. See when people try to stall against me, it doesn't work. This
Yeah.
is before my Carl Amasu
This is
fight.
Mark Bader and Ben Askren wrestling.
Oh, chin.
He goes assassin.
Oh, he's grabbing my fingers. That's penalties by Mark Bader. He's just pulling one finger like this.
Man, he almost
Oh,
Not a cradle, just relax. Just relax.
not a cradle, just relax. They say.
So is it a pin challenge or a crater challenge?
I think it was a cradle. I get. Oh, but see, I choked him. Yes.
When was this?
How long did that take? I think I could last longer.
Mark Bader, he's a tenacious competitor. Let's see, that was I think it's January 2012. It was my Carl Amasu fight in Oklahoma. I think Mo egged it on. King Mo was there. 2013. King Mo egged it on. We made it happen. I pinned Bader. I think that was because Jordan Oliver I think him and Jordan Oliver did something, and Oliver got a minute. And I said, listen, Bader, I mean, I know you didn't like Oliver. I'm cradling you. That's all there is to it.
I'm probably just
And
getting away. I'm just gonna get my one.
And Bader likes to scrap.
Yeah. Well, good for Bader. Good throwback there. Good pull from Tyler. It's nice we have basically your life chronicled largely from 2007, 8 on. It's good.
I got to shave Mark Bader's head after I beat Quentin Wright. And who just texted me about Mark Bader shaving my head? I don't know. It was someone from Flow.
It was
I don't think
Tyler.
that's gonna happen.
He said,
It was Tyler.
take for
Tyler, you instigated this.
what would it take for Ben Askren to have his head shaved by Mark Bader live on air during the conference tournament watch party?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Do you
I love
value your
Mark.
hair? You don't seem like someone that really cares about your hair that much.
Not
even though
that
it's-
much, but it's like it's just gonna be a hassle that I'm having my head shaved for why? Just because, like I don't know. If Mark gave me a very good reason, I'd probably do it.
Okay.
So maybe
Fate
Mark
of the
will come up with a
country,
good reason. Who knows?
Okay, and Tyler also wants to know Ben versus Bader. Who wins in ping pong, pop a shot, 40-yard dash, cornhole, eating contests, go karts, mini golf? Who wins?
All of those?
All
I
those.
have no idea his skill level in ping pong. Pop a shot, I'm not very good. But I can't imagine Bader's very good either, so I'd probably beat him. 40-yard dash, he's got me. Eating contest, I probably got him. He's a slow eater, really slow. What else we got?
Go
Competition.
karts.
Oh, he's weak. I'll take him with that, no problem.
He's a wild driver. Now mini golf. I've seen you top golf, Ben.
Oh, I last time I mini golfed, I really struggled. So probably him, maybe.
Okay, all right, sounds like it'd be quite the rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to some other questions. This is a big one from Patrick Brick at Challenge Bricks. My question is, when do y'all plan on learning the actual rules of college wrestling? Do you think any of you could score better than 50% on the NCAA rules test? Well, as I've said, I have 149 IQ. It's verified. And,
yeah, get him. We know all the rules, Christian. This guy's just disrespectful.
What rule
I
don't I
read
know?
the rule book a couple times.
Listen, I don't know if I passed the test. It's like a driver's test, but I know how to drive. It's like I don't know if I pass all the legals, like which code or section this one is.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I could officiate a college match reasonably well.
Absolutely.
But maybe not. There's only one way to find out, and we never will. So there's that.
And listen, some of the rules are stupid, so I refuse to acknowledge them. So you can take your rules book and shove it up your butt because I don't think that rule's very good.
I love how sophomoric some of the things Ben says are, but yet they're hilarious.
I reffed PIAA 1 year in college.
Really?
What?
And
Nice.
1 year.
Wow.
And it was the worst experience. I would never do it again.
Really?
Why? Because the coaches were butt tastes or what?
The coaches and the parents were just terrible. Like for middle school wrestlers, like this stuff doesn't mean anything. What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's what you think.
I'll never again.
That's what you think.
I did it, so
I was a Little League basketball official for a couple years, and you want to talk about ridiculous parents. Yeah. That was insane. This was like 9-10-year-old Little League basketball in Churchville, and they're terrible. And
they can barely get it to the rim.
Yeah, I had a couple nose-to-nose encounters with some parents. It was
You got nose-to-nose with someone?
Yeah, I'm not backing down, obviously, and I got a smart mouth as is. Some dad wants to pop off. I'm not gonna
I want to know which rule. That's a good Twitter handle. PS Challenge Bricks. I want to know which rule in particular he thinks we don't know, because I think we know them all. And just because we disregard some of the really stupid ones, that's on you, not on us.
Yeah.
Listen, you live your life listening to stupid rules. I live my life by a specific code,
and I don't
listen to stupid rules.
And I live my life a quarter mile at a time. So, Vin Diesel. I like Sam Herring's question because it made me think, what if y'all made an all-star NCAA lineup using only one wrestler per team? I think I made the best team.
Fun.
I think I made the best team possible already.
Go for it.
Nick Soriano, Dayton Fix, Sebastian Rivera, Yanni, David Carr, Michael Kemmer, Aaron Brooks, Stephen Buchanan, Gable Stevenson.
Well, okay. So part of this is easy because when one team only has like a Gable or a Yanni, those are obvious picks.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get a healthy Ferrari?
No.
Can we have a healthy Ferrari?
No.
Why not? This is imaginary anyways.
Because it's for this year, and he's not healthy.
I think an imaginary Ferrari is better than Dayton Fix from Oklahoma State.
Okay, then I get Kale then if we're just doing imaginary land.
What? Stop.
I get Kale.
AJ wrestled in matches this year.
Well, for all we know, Kale will.
Fine. Okay, fine. He's out. Shut up, Christian. David Carr's an obvious.
Yes.
Nick Soriano.
You could go him or Glory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No risk.
But then if you go someone else if you say you chose RBY, then you could pick Amin, right? I mean, Amin is a valid choice at 184.
True, but I would just I feel like the sureness or a little more assuredness with Aaron, and I think Dayton's going to win 33 as is.
So who did you go? Did you pick Kemmer at 74? Who'd you pick at 74?
I picked Kemmer.
That's a good choice.
Which enabled me to pick Brooks at 84.
Because you got to pick, because if you pick Kemmer, then you have to pick Ironman or DeSanto are out, obviously.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, I like your team. Yeah, I would pick Ferrari, healthy Ferrari, but
whoa,
sure.
Wouldn't.
So who did you pick at 97 then? Oh,
I picked Buchanan. You could have picked
Schultz. Who else is out?
Yeah.
There's
Schultz.
other guys.
Okay.
Yeah. But I just figured, you know what? Go Cowboys.
Warner'd be out.
Warner would be out because I picked Kimmer. Gable was a tough one.
Good question.
Very tough. All right, other questions. I keep unplugging the headphones. It's problematic. Did Ben Askren have the Shane Sparks prescribed pinch of paranoia?
So I don't know. Okay, so listen, there's definitely some validity in what Shane was saying there. I don't know if I guess you could prescribe it as paranoia. I mean, I think it's worth not being reckless. Like, you don't want to, walk into something really stupid because you're being highly reckless. But paranoia feels like too strong of a word for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yes, I'm going to take this guy seriously, and I'm going to wrestle to my best positions, and I'm going to have, I guess, a healthy recognition of what he may or may not do well. But then, like, that's against. So for me, I wrestled. I made it really high level, right? But against certain dudes, it's like, I'm just gonna go put my hands on you and smash you and cradle you and pin you and that's it, So it's like, I would say against a decent amount of people, there was no level of paranoia at all, but just like good, healthy wrestling. Like you can wrestle, I guess, without paranoia and not be a dumbass also, right? So obviously. You could go be a dum-dum and just take reckless shots or try stupid throws or stuff like that. So I think you can I don't know. Paranoia feels like too strong of a word for me.
Yeah.
Ben, was there ever a match that you can recall that you like look back on afterwards? You're like, man, I shouldn't have lost that match because I didn't take him seriously there.
No, zero. I mean, I lost Pelton and Ryan Lang. So I mean, the one that it's like this guy Kenny Robertson, he actually fought in the UFC. I beat him like 5 times, but he had this one move, and I think it was a second or third match. And so the first couple times I decked him too fast. I didn't get to feel his move, but I don't remember. I think he actually took me down or reversed me or something, and he got on top, and he had this move, and he actually got 2 submissions in the UFC with it, and I'd never ever seen it in my life. It was when he threw the legs in, and then as you're shaking him off, he grabs your heel and rolls you through and pulls your heel. Do you guys know what move I'm talking about or no?
Like a banana split type of thing?
No, it's because he stays parallel. He's not perpendicular.
Oh,
so he's
weird.
parallel to you, and he's pulling you like, and so it's a very obscure move. Like, you don't really ever see it. So, and he got it on me. He got 3 back points, and so it was like, okay. And so he calls it what does he call it in the UFC? He got 2 submissions. He calls it a hamstring ripper or something like that in the UFC.
Electric chair. I've heard of that one.
I don't remember what he calls it. Look up Kenny Robertson strange submission or something to that effect. So anyway, so then the next period I chose down and I made recognition of, okay, I probably don't want that to happen again. That sucked. And I reversed him to his back and pinned him, So it's like, yeah, that one, it's like, I wish I wouldn't have had that happen. But it was also like, oh, I didn't see that coming because nobody does it. It's an interesting move.
It's like a knee bar? Yeah,
it's not a knee bar though. Cause, he's like over the top of you.
I'm looking at it.
Okay. It's a really strange move.
That's weird. So he has like both
Very
legs.
Weird.
That is really weird. Wow.
Yeah.
Looks kind of
dangerous. It goes like scissors over the body, and then when you try to shake him over the top, he catches your ankle and rolls you through and stretches back.
Almost sort of like a spladle, but not.
But not really, because you're parallel to your body. So so I think in that instance, like I literally, no one does this move. I never seen it. I didn't know to be aware of it, right? So it got me in it, and then I was like, okay, I should probably be aware of that. But yeah, so against a lot of people, I think that paranoia would actually hinder your performance rather than help your performance. I mean, let's see,
that's what happened. That's what Gable kept talking about. With his Owings loss, he was so worried about Dan Gable. He was so worried about the cradle. It was like in his head, I gotta worry about this guy's cradle. Worried about this guy's cradle. He says it sort of derailed him.
Yeah. So I think paranoia, and I think like I said, I think there's that you shouldn't be reckless or stupid, and you should be wrestling the match that you want to wrestle. But paranoia feels a little bit too strong.
Yeah. Okay, other questions before we go. We can see any O'Toole shirts before NCAAs. J-Bo Divine says, I need some new swag for Saturday night in Detroit.
We made them. We made it after we won the Worlds. It was I've worn it a few times on the show. It's Always Be Cradling. ABC says, so it's AWA logo, but it says ABC, and it says Always Be Cradling instead of Ask Wrestling Academy, and this is Keegan O'Toole World Champ on the back.
Dang, I want one.
But I don't know if there will be any more or not.
Does he have any NIL deals?
Not at this point. Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scramble for Days wanted to know our feeling on the stall call against O'Toole in the first period tonight. I thought it was last night.
Did you see it? I thought it was whatever, fair.
Yeah. I thought it was fair.
It's kind of exactly what we were talking about, that Murin never got called for.
Yeah.
So
The difference is Murin returned him inbounds barely.
Yeah.
Whereas Keegan just kind of ran him out.
Yeah, I mean, the only, I guess, excuse I would make for him, and like I said, I'm okay with the stall call, is that when he got the takedown and then the guy came up, they were kind of on the edge already. Like, it wasn't like they were in the center and then pushed all the way to the edge. That would be the only pushback, but yeah, it's kind of whatever. I think you shouldn't be able to push guys out.
Yes. Who would win the 118-pound NCAAs if there was one? Heinzelman, Ibarra, McHenry, or Courtney?
Where is this? Does McHenry even wrestle matches?
Not really. Not often. I mean, Courtney's obviously the best of that bunch, but I don't know if he can make. He is a smaller 25, but could he make 18 healthily? I mean, Heinzelman for me is the one I feel the most sure could make it and wrestle effectively.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Could Spencer Lee make it to 118? Because
if it was an
Olympic,
not that big. Yeah, I bet he probably could. If maybe for a whole year, I don't know. And also why, but
also why is a good question.
Yes. And last one from Eric Lewin. What's the best pizza in Lake Country? I don't even know what Lake Country is.
Lake Country, that's where I live, baby.
You live in Lake Country?
We have a lot of lakes. Yeah, it's called Lake Country. I think we have 9 or 10 or 11 lakes around us right here.
Wow, take that, Minnesota.
Let's see. What is the best pizza? What is my favorite? So I like it's kind of a chain-ish. I mean, there's only one of them in Wisconsin.
Little Caesars.
But this place called Grimaldi's. Have you heard of Grimaldi's?
Mm-hmm. Is it?
I only know them because they had him.
Grimmel would be involved with.
He should be. Gannon Grimmel. He beat. I was watching the highlights of him beat with Missouri 2 years ago. G. Grimm raising the roof. That's classic.
Yes. Mid match, roof raising.
That was so awesome. No, Grimaldi's was in Phoenix, so I guess I don't know. There's a ton of them. It's so good. It's in, but it's down the road a little bit here. Other than that, Lake Country has not great restaurants actually. So
oh wow,
I go Grimaldi's.
They got a good Applebee's.
They have a few Applebee's. That's a fact, Jack.
Can't beat it. Okay, one other little note. Bowman, a.k.a. Bowman Tanona.
Oh, yeah.
Not following in his brother's footsteps. He's going to be his own man and a Michigan man at that.
Yeah.
Michigan man.
He's going to be a Wolverine. Great signing. I'm pretty high on Bowman's potential. He's fun to watch and won a lot of big turns. He made the Cadet World Team, won Super 32 in dramatic fashion. So exciting news for Michigan, who they're gonna lose so much talent this year because they're so good this year. They're gonna be Coach Formet's gonna have a lot of money to spend for some new recruits, and that's definitely a good one. So yeah, a reminder before we go: watch party 5 to 8 Central, 6 to 9 Eastern Sunday. We're gonna be focusing on Iowa, Nebraska, and Virginia Tech, NC State.
Oh yeah, good duels.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Christian, can you tell me where I can watch the NC State Virginia Tech duel? ESPN Plus.
Listen to this.
ACC.
Speaking of ESPN Plus, I come in, see I'm working, and then Sion comes because he comes to work after me. Let the record show, and he says, "I'm like, did you watch that duel?" He's like, "Couldn't find it." I was like,
"Yes."
I said,
"Feels my pain."
I said it was on. He's like, "Where? How'd you watch it?" I said ESPN Plus. He goes, "Which one?" Which ESPN Plus? I was like, Sion, there's only one ESPN Plus. I don't know what to tell you. I was like, I get it. It is, some of these are kind of hard to find, but all you have to do is go to ESPN Plus, click wrestling, and it's right there. It wasn't that hard.
Well, hey, before you guys told me how to click the wrestling tab, sometimes if you type in the search, you type in like the school, it doesn't come up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now you guys taught me the wrestling tab. I got it. But before that, I would get so annoyed because I go to ESPN Plus, I type in Missouri versus Iowa State, and then nothing would come up, and you'd be like, WTF, I know it's here.
Well, and sometimes, too, they have like a lot of like different networks that come under them.
Yep.
So if you don't select all, too, then you miss it.
You're right. You're right.
Yep.
So the wrestling tab, that was clutch, guys. I really appreciate you.
Big Ten Network for Iowa, Nebraska, ESPN Plus for NC State, Virginia Tech.
Watch party here.
Watch it live on FloWrestling.org. We have every state.
All
these states. I can't even name all the states. It sounds like
state tournament season.
It sounds like a Howard Dean speech. All the states we have. Wisconsin. We got Iowa's going on right now. It's going out of control. BHSL, shout out Buffalo Gap. Bring it home for the Bison, baby.
Buffalo Gap High School.
You know what to do. Thanks so much, guys. We will see you Tuesday. Have a great one. Thank you and goodbye.